video is the drugs, guys. Drugs is a unreal tool to be able to manipulate your body. Now, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We are officially 8 weeks out from the Kern US Open. Training has been going insane.
Is that all? Stand up. One more! Go! Stand up, stand up. Let's go.
Woo! But today I'm going to take you through how I've managed to be able to lose weight and get stronger at the same time. Now, I know that the steroid side of things has a big play in that role, and we are going to go over that, but we're also going to go how I'm strategically planning my strength training so that I can optimize my weight loss and optimize my strength. Now today we weighed in at 217, so we are slowly getting closer to that 210 marker that I want to be at about 1 week out, because I'm just going to drop the rest in a water cut. But I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking like, even though we ain't really dieting for looks, but you know, looking good is just another part of it. We have our stocks up. The stock market has like crashed over the last couple days, so I have put a decent chunk of money into all these dips, hoping that they can go back up to what they were and I'll cash out a little bit of a profit. We're going to be trying a brand new supplement today. We're going to be deadlifting today. It's going to be an unreal fucking video, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I don't know what you're waiting for. Make sure to give this a thumbs up and be nice on my nipples because they're growing at an unreal rate. We're just having fun. We're still eating about 2,000-ish calories, but we're kind of doing some like high and low days. We'll get into it after we do cardio. I'll see you for meal one. So we got breakfast of goddamn champions today. We got some strawberries, some oatmeal with some Walden Farms maple syrup. We have 250 grams of egg whites plus 2 whole eggs. And we're trying out my new supplement called Alpha Brain. Now, I've been like abusing monsters, like full Kyle, just nuts. So I want to see if I can try to take this nootropic and try to gear my focus and not need like that caffeine stimulant. Because obviously, you know, caffeine restricts blood flow. So you're not getting optimum nutrient delivery. You're not getting optimum circulation. And I'm really just trying to have my body perform at a insane level. The tier of powerlifters are just getting higher and higher and higher. And you have John Hack that just blew out the water. You have Yuri Belkin, which is just everyone at the top of powerlifting right now is like light years ahead of everyone else. And I am going to get to that point. So I'm gonna dedicate my life into making sure that no one comes close, which is gonna get us into our first topic and how I can lose body fat and get stronger at the same time. But first I need to call a client. A lot of you guys saw that I was taking on 6 new online clients 4 of those slots have already filled and it's only been a week. So if you are still interested, make sure to go to www.themarkplummer.com, check out the options, and then shoot me an email so we can talk. I run a very high-end, strict, to-the-point training service. It's not for everyone, but it's really for the people that want to take their training to the absolute level.
Hey man, what's up?
Not much. How are you?
Dude, I'm super pumped. This feels like a meet and greet, man. I've been following you a long time, man.
Well, thank you for the support. I'm excited that now we're doing just more than following each other. It's time to get your ass to work. God damn, that's good. All right, guys. So first tip I have on how to diet and get stronger at the same time: diet manipulation. And boy, oh boy, do I do this one good. Now, obviously, you know I compete at 198. I weighed in today at 217, so I still have some weight to go, but I don't want to sacrifice my squats or my deadlift. For some reason, my bench doesn't use as much energy as my squats or my deadlifts. It doesn't use as much energy mentally, doesn't use as much energy physically, and the overall workload I have on my bench day is just nothing compared to my squat or my deadlift day. So back in the day, I used to have a low carb day every other day that I didn't squat or deadlift. So right now I squat and deadlift on Monday and I deadlift on Friday. I would have a high carb day Monday, a high carb day Friday, and then every other day I would only have 100 grams of carbs a day, and I would have my fats a little bit higher, which still put me in a calorie deficit at the end of the week, but would give me kind of the energy I needed to squat and deadlift. But as years have gone on and as my fine tuning has gone on, I've noticed that just having a high carb day on the day that I'm lifting was not efficient for performance. So I would start my high carb day 24 hours previous to me training. So for example, we're deadlifting today. We're not going overly heavy, but I still want to have an amazing session. We're going to train at 2 o'clock. So yesterday at 2 o'clock, I started my first high carb meal, which was 150 grams of chicken, 200 grams of rice. This is just giving my body much more glycogen, much more time to digest the food, absorb the food, and get ready to go into the training. And I'm not actually wasting any of those carbohydrates after my workouts, because I was training and then I would still continue to have a high carb day after I was done training. And sure, maybe if you're working on building a muscle that's small, having carbs after you train is very important to make sure you have that muscle growth. But when you're training for strength and you're training your central nervous system to get stronger and you're training your body to be explosive, that post-workout meal, other than just recovering, is not as important as having enough glycogen and enough energy going into that workout. So you need to find a fine-tuned balance of where you can start eating your carbs before your training, that you have enough energy to get your training, and then you have enough time to have low day, low day, low day. So at the end of the week, you're still in a calorie deficit. So that's my first tip on how to manipulate your diet for performance as well as losing weight. So we're gonna do these dishes. We are actually gonna clean up the apartment today because it is absolutely disgusting. And I'll see you for tip number 2. All right, so we got our pre-workout meal. We got some energy. We're feeling good. We're feeling strong. We packed up some orders from the Mark Plummer. Gonna go to the post office, and then we're gonna head off to the gym. But I just kind of want to say one thing before I go, which is basically point number 2. Is that gonna stay? I'm not confident, but we'll go for it. Now, A lot of people think that when you powerlift, you just have to like max out all the time, and that is not the case, guys. You can actually do like compulsory acceleration training. You can do speed work, so many other variations that won't exert as much energy as a 1, 2, or 3 rep max, but will still get you to your end result. Now, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, because all you guys using bands and chains and all these most ridiculous bullshit RPE works, I think you are the stupidest people known to man, especially if you're pushing an all-time world record, then for sure, you do you on all those. But you are doing yourself so much more harm doing these advanced, ridiculous programs when you're at a basic level. You know, you will get so much more out of the basic level training, because when you hit a plateau, you need somewhere to go. That rhymed. And when you're on these like ridiculous advanced programs and you're squatting 600, you're benching 400, and you're deadlifting 600, and then you hit a plateau, you won't have anywhere to go. You're going to be capped. So you should be doing basic programming for basic numbers. And you will be able to work your diet around your basic training a lot easier than this super hard, complex, wild training. So my biggest recommendation is, if you're having issues losing weight and getting stronger, it's probably because your programming is just not optimized for the level that you are at. The biggest recommendation, guys, is just, if you have issues with dieting and performance, maybe just pick one day a week that you're gonna squat heavy, and that's gonna be your heavy fucking day of the week. And all your like cheat meals are geared towards that day, and the rest of the week is 100% dieting. Because you will be able to train a lot. You will be able to train for speed in a calorie deficit. You will be able to train technique in a calorie deficit. You will not really be able to optimize your max lifts in a calorie deficit. Does that make sense? So it's about trying to find a program that will also fit you dieting during that time. So that's point number 2. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna go to the gym and deadlift. We're gonna do mostly some speed work today. We're gonna see how my back's feeling. It hasn't really been feeling that good, to be 100% honest with you. I know I'm gonna need to make a decision in the next 2 to 3 weeks if I can even continue this prep. It just hasn't been getting better this time around, but we're keeping an optimistic mind. We're going for it, and I'll see you guys in the gym. We had to just call deadlifts altogether. I honestly couldn't even sit down. I can't even stand up without being in pain right now. We're just gonna do some like light rehab and some light back work. We got 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of rice, and then we have 25 grams of some almond butter. Like I said, I'm already dropping the carbs down, kind of increasing the fats, and we're going low carb. I just kind of want to touch on the deadlift because I don't feel like I articulated it well in the gym. To say that today was devastating for me is kind of an understatement. And just the way that I'm feeling right now, I feel like I should call the prep of 2021 Kern US Open, because for me, it isn't about putting up the best total that I can. I've already put up the best totals I can. I'm totaling 2,000 at 198, but my goal right now, and my goal for the last year, has been to break the all-time world record in reps at 198, which is 2,100. And I know that I can hit 2100 at 198. I've hit 2100 in the gym. It's just about getting into the meet and coming in at 100% and making sure that everything flows. And given that we're 8 weeks out right now and just sitting here, I'm in pain. I also had the owner of the gym come over and he broke down like what my lifts and what my 735 squats kind of look like. And he said it is very, very clear that my body is altering its normal squat path and causing itself a lot more damage because I'm trying to work around this injury instead of just letting this injury heal. And I know that I'm competing against people that are 24, 25, 26, 27. I mean, they're 4 or 5 years older than I am, and I know if I need to be a threat in powerlifting for the next 5 years, I can't do the damage that I'm doing to my body right now with this slip disc. Never say never. I'm not calling it, so this is not like I'm calling the prep video, but we're going to see how next week goes, and by the end of next week, I'm going to make the decision. But that's going to get us into point number 3, and kind of where I'm going to wrap up this video is the drugs, guys. Drugs is a fucking unreal tool to be able to manipulate your body. Now, I personally take fat-burning drugs while I'm prepping for powerlifting. Now, you'll be like, well, why do you do that? It's so I can manipulate my weight going into a powerlifting meet. So my last competition, I was taking T3, which is a thyroid medication so I can burn more calories throughout the day. I was taking GW, which is going to raise your base metabolic rate that you can, again, burn more calories throughout the day. So, for example, if I'm sitting here and I'm burning 2,100 calories doing absolutely nothing, and then I take these two things and I burn 2,500 calories, what I was doing is I was actually eating the difference so I could get more strength, more energy in the gym, and then still lose weight on that linear progression, but like linear deprogression going down. I think that makes sense. I'm like blanking for words because it's been a rough day and I'm not really the best at English, but that is basically the tool. So you can properly plan your cycles where you can take like high androgenic substances, which will really get you strong, but you could pair these with like medium dosed fat burner steroids, which will help you burn more calories and be more efficient on the weight loss side. And even in my opinion, I was taking Winstrol, which like dries out your joints, but it was also helping me get stronger because Winstrol still has anabolic properties in it. You just really have to take care of your joints. So if you can properly strategically plan that with you or with your coach, or just do enough knowledge that you can kind of balance the two perfectly, you are just flying. Especially if you can manipulate your diet, manipulate your training, and then manipulate your drugs. Guys, like, there's no stopping you. And that is how I was able to go from 227 pounds to 198 pounds and still I totaled 1960, but let's just say 2000 in the same time, progressively getting stronger every single week. So I know a lot of this seems like common sense, but I just wanted to get this video out there because I see way too many people say, you can't get stronger and lose weight. You can't. You can do it naturally. You can do it enhanced. You just have to properly, strategically plan. I promise you guys, it's a mentality and you can fucking do it. So thank you so much for watching another video. I am going to keep this content coming and I'm going to keep you guys in the loop no matter what. So thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for following me on this journey. Thank you guys for lifting me up. I hope I can provide you some inspiration to keep going after it. Be smart, train hard, and go get that body you always desired and go squat more than any motherfucker in that gym. Peace.